Every single month, over 50,000 people move to Texas. They come for the jobs, the weather, the space, the no-income tax lifestyle. And honestly, for most of them it works out great. But here's what the glossy relocation blogs won't tell you. Texas is enormous, and not every corner of it is created equal. Some cities are quietly thriving. Others are quietly struggling, with crime rates, economic decline, and quality of life issues that only show up after you've already signed the lease. I've gone through the FBI crime data, the U.S. Census poverty stats, and independent safety rankings so you don't have to. Today, we're walking through 12 cities in Texas you should seriously think twice about before moving to, and I'll explain the why behind every single one. Whether you're relocating for work, retirement, or a fresh start, this video could save you from a very expensive mistake. Let's get into it. Number 12, Wichita Falls. We start in the northern part of the state with Wichita Falls, population just under 100,000. From the outside, it has the look of classic small city Texas. But dig into the numbers, and things get uncomfortable fast. Violent crime and property theft both run well above the state average for a city its size. Robberies and aggravated assaults are frequent enough that residents notice. The economy compounds the problem. Job growth has been sluggish for years, and the population has been slowly shrinking, which tells you something. When locals are leaving, that's usually a signal worth paying attention to. If you're drawn to smaller city Texas living, there are much safer, more economically vibrant options. Wichita Falls just isn't the one. Number 11, San Angelo. San Angelo sits at number 11, and I'll be honest, this one is a little painful because the city has some genuinely beautiful qualities. Wide open West Texas skies, a tight-knit community feel, but the crime data paints a much less peaceful picture. San Angelo has one of the highest property crime rates in all of Texas. Burglary, auto theft, larceny, these aren't occasional incidents. They're consistent year after year. Violent crime sits above the national average, and economic growth has largely stalled out. The lesson here? Don't let a city's charm override what the statistics are telling you. Beautiful landscapes don't make up for a break-in. Number 10, Longview. East Texas brings us to number 10, Longview. Longview has been trying to shake a rough reputation for years, and credit where it's due, there have been some efforts to improve. But the numbers haven't moved enough. Burglary and robbery are the dominant issues. Violent crime sits consistently higher than the state average. Multiple crime tracking platforms continue to rank Longview among the most dangerous mid-sized cities in Texas. If you're relocating for work in East Texas specifically, it's worth knowing that there are neighboring communities worth comparing first. Doing that side-by-side research could make a real difference in your day-to-day quality of life. Number 9, Killeen. Number 9 is Killeen, and this one might surprise you. Killeen is home to Fort Cavazos, one of the largest military installations in the country. You'd think a heavy military presence would translate to a safer community. And in some ways it does, but not enough. Killeen's overall crime rate surpasses 83% of cities in Texas. Let that land for a second. If you randomly picked any town in the state, there's almost a 9 in 10 chance it would be safer than Killeen. Property crime and violent crime are both elevated. The cost of living is low, but as the saying goes, you often get what you pay for. If you're being stationed at Fort Cavazos, there are surrounding communities in the area worth exploring before defaulting to Killeen itself. Número 8, Victoria. Victoria comes in at number 8, a smaller city that punches well above its weight when it comes to crime. Despite its modest size, Victoria consistently ranks among the highest per capita crime rates in the entire state. That's not a one-year anomaly. That's a pattern. Violent incidents and property crimes are regular facts of life for residents here. And underneath those crime numbers is a deeper issue. Poverty rates that drag down quality of life across the board. When economic hardship and crime reinforce each other, it creates a cycle that's slow to break. Victoria is caught in that cycle right now. Number 7, Beaumont. Number 7, Beaumont. And this one is serious. Search most dangerous cities in Texas on any reputable platform, and Beaumont is almost always in the top 5. The fact that it lands at 7 on today's list should give you a sense of how competitive this ranking unfortunately is. Beaumont has a significant gun violence problem. High unemployment, persistent poverty, and a struggling local economy have created the kind of conditions where crime doesn't just exist, it thrives. Violent crime statistics have been rising, not falling. Residents will tell you themselves that certain parts of the city feel genuinely unsafe after dark. This isn't about reputation. It's about data. Number 6, Corpus Christi. Number 6, Corpus Christi. And look, I genuinely wish this one weren't on the list. The coastline is stunning. The food scene is excellent. The vibe, when things are good, is really good. But the numbers don't care about vibes. Corpus Christi documents 8.7 violent crimes per 1,000 residents, and property crime is significantly worse, sitting at 44.5 per 1,000. Here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. Crime in Corpus Christi surges during tourist season. Between Memorial Day and Labor Day, total crime jumps by roughly 30%, concentrated heavily in coastal zones. Larceny and theft drive most of that spike, and residential burglaries have been climbing at around 9% year over year. If you're considering a move here for the beach lifestyle, just go in with eyes open. The city has real charms. It also has real challenges. Number 5, Lubbock. At number 5, Lubbock. Home to Texas Tech University, a genuinely passionate sports culture, and unfortunately a crime rate that keeps showing up on all the wrong lists. Lubbock has consistently placed in the top 5 most dangerous cities in Texas year after year. It's not a blip, it's a trend. Violent crime, property crime, and drug-related offenses are all elevated. And while certain parts of the city are safe and livable, there are neighborhoods where the statistics are stark enough to warrant real caution. The university brings energy and investment, but it hasn't been enough to move the needle on the broader crime picture. If you're heading to Lubbock for school or work, research the specific area you're looking at very carefully before committing. Number 4, San Antonio. Number 4, San Antonio. One of the most visited cities in Texas, and one of the most complex entries on this list. Here's the most honest way to describe it. San Antonio is a tale of two cities. The tourist economy around the Riverwalk and historic downtown is thriving. It's one of the most walkable, vibrant urban experiences in the state. But zoom out and a different picture emerges. With 1.4 million residents, the raw volume of crime is significant. Robberies, aggravated assaults, and drug-related violence are persistent issues in multiple neighborhoods, particularly on the west side. San Antonio isn't a city to avoid outright, but it's absolutely a city where your specific zip code matters enormously. Research neighborhoods individually, not the city as a whole. The difference between blocks can be dramatic. Number 3, Houston. Top 3. And at number 3, the biggest city on this list. Houston. With over 2.3 million people, Houston is a world-class city in every sense. Incredible diversity, a legendary food scene, global business connections, and genuine cultural energy. It's also home to a crime problem that simply cannot be glossed over. In 2024, Houston recorded 26,628 violent crimes. Assaults, robberies, homicides. The violent crime rate sits at approximately 1,148 per 100,000 residents, giving you roughly a 1 in 87 chance of being the victim of violent crime. Some neighborhoods in Houston are genuinely among the most dangerous in the country. Others are safe, well-maintained, and highly livable. The honest advice here isn't don't move to Houston. It's this: do not move to Houston without doing serious, granular, neighborhood-level research. The city contains multitudes, and not all of them are safe. Number 2, Robstown. Number 2, Robstown. Population: under 12,000. You've probably never heard of it. Most people haven't. But the data on Robstown is jarring. With a crime rate of 31 per 1,000 residents, Robstown doesn't just rank poorly within Texas. It ranks among the highest crime communities in the entire United States when adjusted for population size. Your statistical chance of becoming a victim of violent or property crime here: 1 in 32. Within Texas alone, More than 92% of communities are safer than Robstown. That's not a slight exaggeration. That's the FBI data. Small town. Enormous crime burden. The kind of place where a low housing price should immediately raise a flag, not a fist pump. Number 1, Gonzales. And the number 1 worst place in Texas to move to, Gonzales. Population, just under 8,000. And by violent crime rate per capita, the most dangerous city in the entire state of Texas. Assaults and aggravated attacks dominate the crime statistics at an alarming rate. Economic conditions are severe. Law enforcement resources are stretched thin. Social services are inadequate for the level of need. What makes Gonzales particularly sobering isn't just the crime rate. It's the combination of factors. Poverty, neglect, limited opportunity, limited infrastructure. These things compound each other in ways that are genuinely hard to reverse without significant outside intervention. Nobody moves to a town of 8,000 expecting this. That's exactly why it's number 1. So 12 cities, 12 real stories behind the data. Before I sign off, I want to say something I mean. This video is not an attack on these communities or the people who live in them. The vast majority of residents in every city on this list are hardworking people navigating real and difficult circumstances. The issues these cities face are systemic. They don't reflect the character of the individuals who call them home. But you, the person watching this because you're thinking about relocating, deserve the full, unfiltered picture. Texas is an incredible state with genuinely great places to live. Frisco, Cedar Park, Georgetown, Pflugerville, Keller, Allen. There are safe, growing, affordable communities all over this state that don't make lists like this one. Do your research. Pull the actual crime data. Use NeighborhoodScout, the FBI Crime Data Explorer, and local subreddits for ground-level perspective. Visit before you commit if you possibly can. Location is everything, and getting it right from the start is worth every hour of research. If this video helped you, hit like and subscribe. We break down relocation data like this every week. And drop a comment. Have you lived in any of these cities? What was your honest experience? See you in the next one.